Alrighty, round one is over, and there was a lot to take away from it, I must admit. Obviously, the start of the round, Carlton versus Richmond, a lot to talk about in that one.
Yep.
Pretty fucking evenly matched.
Good game.
Very good game. To be honest, I feel like it was more towards Carlton, that game.
Yeah?
I feel like they played better on the day.
Yeah.
The scoreline doesn't show that, but I think it was Carlton's day.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I think Patrick Cripps doing his usual thing. I thought Adam Sard as a defender was fucking great.
True.
I thought he absolutely destroyed the forwards in Richmond.
Yeah. Yeah, he did well.
But Richmond, it's Richmond.
It's Richmond.
They had to score that level just to piss everyone off.
Tom Lynch.
He decided to actually kick a golf once. That was something else.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think I've ever seen a draw start off a season before. Like, it could. I can't remember when the last time was. It was either like 2011 or...
No, it was like in the 80s.
In the 80s? Yeah, so I don't know. It's been a long time. So that was cool. That was interesting to watch. Yeah.
Very good start. Very good start to the season. And obviously, the game after that... Yeah. Also a bloody good game. I must admit, Geelong actually pissed me off that day.
Yeah.
I thought they were playing very lazy, boring football, and a part of me admittedly wanted Collingwood to win that game.
Yeah.
I felt like Collingwood were hungry. Their midfielders were tearing us apart. Geelong's accuracy was good. Like that.
They were like 13-1 at one point.
But
really well.
You have a look at who Geelong played on that day, and it's not at all surprising. It was like, the majority of their players were all forwards. They had like 4 midfielders and like 3 defenders.
Yeah.
It was just all our forwards playing that game.
Yeah. You did lose Tom Stewart.
We did lose Stewart, but you can't rely on Stewart. Yeah. So we don't have Jack Henry at the moment.
True.
Radic Lear was a good glimpse of hope. I liked what he was doing in that last quarter.
Yeah, it was good down back. Good change up.
Geelong supporters were talking a lot of shit about him, and I laid into him because, he did well, and, some Geelong supporters can be absolute douchebags, I must admit. But yeah, Collingwood, well done.
That was a good game.
Yeah,
good win.
Very.
Fuck, I love Collingwood, man. I love watching Collingwood games. I know that, everyone is supposed to hate Collingwood if you're not a Collingwood supporter, and that changed for me last year after just how good their games were, and starting off good season. And even other teams are watching their tapes to see how are they doing it, how are they closing out games, how are they doing so well. So
yeah, well, that's very true. They play some very entertaining football. I do have to admit that.
Yeah.
There are a few key Collingwood players that day that were good. Jordan DeGo was absolute gun.
He was really good. Yeah. Nick Dacos, as usual, did really well.
Darcy Moore as a defender was pretty damn good as well.
That chase down of Ollie Henry. Oh, that was fantastic to watch.
I'm a bit surprised by this hatred towards Ollie Henry from Collingwood.
Yeah.
I didn't know where that came from.
That's just how it is. Adam Treloar got hated so much when we played Collingwood.
True.
When he changed.
Travis Cloak as well.
True. So,
yeah. Collingwood supporters are horrible people.
Vocal crowd.
They are horrible.
Yeah. What about Jeremy Howe, though? The poor bastard. He's usually such a incredible player to watch. Always goes for those flies whenever he can, and broke his fucking arm, the poor bastard.
Yeah, that was something else.
Yeah, it was nice to see Jeremy Cameron run over and check up on him, though. That was kind of a nice thing to look at, just because all of his teammates came and was like, oh, good job, good luck, shit like that. But then Jeremy Cameron came over from the Cats, and I was like, fuck, what a fucking sportsman.
I think oh, no, never mind. He played for Melbourne. I thought he played for GWS in a second.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, maybe they were ex-teammates, but no, he actually did play for Melbourne. So, yeah, good on Cameron.
Good on Cameron.
What was the next game?
Next game was North versus West Coast.
That's right. We got the tip right in that one.
Yeah.
North did win that, but not by much.
Yeah, I thought it was a decent game. Nick Larkey popped off with six
goals. Yep.
So I'm pretty sure, is he leading the Colin now? You'd think
he would be. Yeah, he would be.
Yeah.
The game kind of went the way you'd expect it to go.
Yeah.
It's obviously two bottom teams fighting it out.
Yeah.
Entertaining game.
It was entertaining, considering. Usually they're just so shit to watch, but they were by far, like, they were not the worst game to watch this opening round, so.
But I feel like there's not much to take away from that because close game between two teams that were both bottom of the ladder last year.
Yeah.
You can't just say, oh, this team's improving massively because obviously North beat West Coast last year and won more. And North were the wooden spooners, so
True.
It's hard to make any sense of it. Like,
yeah, I mean, you can clap for Clarko for having a good first outing as the coach. I think all the new coaches actually had a really good first outing as well. Now that I think about it,
they all won.
Yeah,
it was the same as last year as well. Weirdly enough.
Oh, like yeah, it's very strange. It must be in the script or something.
Must be.
But yeah, not too much else to say about North versus West Coast. Really, like LDU had a really good game as usual. Sheasel had a really good game for North. I think it was his first game as well.
That's true.
What is it? Pick 2? I think second.
Yeah,
pick?
pick 3.
Pick 3. So
Ashcroft was pick 2.
I thought Ashcroft was 1. Oh no, that's right. The
Cadman.
GWS Cadman. Yeah.
I don't think he even played.
Oh,
really? To be honest, I gotta check that. Did Cadman even play? Because imagine if their round 1 draft pick that they trade their entire army for, which is a complete flop.
Yep.
That would be fucking hilarious.
That would be hilarious. Fuck yeah.
Alright, let's check this out. No, they didn't play Cadman.
They didn't play Cadman?
What was the point of
Strange.
classic GWS?
Classic.
Sydney versus Gold Coast. Obviously, Gold Coast got slaughtered.
Oh yeah.
Sydney would be very, they would want the win after last year. Like they came out that gate swinging, and we weren't surprised.
Yeah. Very, very good performance by, the likes of Chad Warner and, Jake Lloyd.
True.
I think they had some really good performances.
Jake Lloyd had, 20 disposals, a goal, and he's a defender.
Yeah.
He has a goal, and he had a 100% disposal efficiency.
That's pretty incredible. That's pretty impressive.
That is unreal.
That is really good. Fuck. And for a first game as well, usually, like, the first game of the round is a bit sloppy, you're a bit rusty. That's pretty impressive from Jake Lloyd.
If he doesn't get the free vote to that game, I'll be pissed off.
Yeah, probably go to Took Miller, as usual.
No, he had 24 disposals and a bad efficiency.
You'd think
it wasn't his game. I think for Gold Coast, it was more Matty Rao that day, to be honest.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. I think Lance started off with a couple of goals as well for Sydney, so.
Oh, he had a good start, towards the end of the game,
dropped off a bit, like usual.
Chad Warner nearly had a perfect game, but 3 points, no goals. He was good in the midfield, but as soon as he got into that forward half, he kind of dropped off a little bit.
Yeah.
But he's still a gun.
That's fair. Yeah.
Well, that about covers it. Sydney redeemed, not really redeemed, but they're trying to get back to form.
Yeah. Do you think they'll be up there? Like, after seeing that first game, do you think they'll be around the 8, the 4?
Well, no, because I said it at the start of the year that I think Gold Coast is going to do shit this year.
Yeah.
I said they were going to go drop to 17th, and ironically, they are 17th on the ladder right now.
Yeah. What about Sydney, though? Do you think Sydney will be up in the finals?
They'll be in the finals, but I don't think they'll be top 4.
Nah, fair enough.
Who was the next game?
I think it was the Dogs in Melbourne.
Dogs in Melbourne.
No,
Port and the Brisbane Lions.
Did we fuck that up? Did we fuck that up? When was Gold Coast and Sydney?
Oh, that shit, we did fuck that up. That was like later on that day. Alright, we'll go Port and Brisbane.
Port and Brisbane.
You know what's funny? Brisbane are the premiership favourites. Everyone is talking them up so much.
Too much.
We disagreed with it, and we tipped Port Adelaide for that game, and then Port Adelaide fucking annihilated Brisbane. It was good to see. I hate Port Adelaide, but it was good to see Brisbane lose.
True. Like, I think they just got overhyped, to be honest. Like, why do people think they're going to do so good when I don't get it?
It's all evidence to the contrary.
Yeah.
They've done nothing to show that they're the premiership favourites, and this game proves that.
Yep. Fuck.
Obviously, absolute slaughter.
Yep.
Port Adelaide by 53 points.
Yep.
10 of their players had over 20 disposals.
Yeah.
Whereas Brisbane only had 3 that had only 20 disposals.
Jesus.
Goal scoring, they had like 4 players with over like 4 goals each.
Jeez.
It was a slaughter and a half.
Jesus. Yeah, you had the likes of Jason Horn-Francis popping off, Ollie Wines as usual.
Yep. Charlie Dixon had a good game. Todd Marshall had 4 goals and a point. He had a few disposals too. He did very well.
Wow, that's not bad at all.
If we were going to list what players did good for Port, we'd be listing fucking like 12 of them. Like.
Half the fucking player roster.
The whole team was just a gun.
Yeah. They did it for Kenny, man. Like we said.
They did, and I'm starting to regret a tip that I made in our year tipping thing.
The ladder and predictions and stuff. You know how we tipped the margins? I think I had 17 and you had 26. I'm pretty sure that combining our fucking margins, they beat that.
True.
Fuck.
Yeah. But we were on the right path.
Yeah. Incredible showing, man. Incredible showing. I'm happy for that. I'm happy that
same.
Brisbane fucking lost because everyone's like, oh, they're the greatest fucking team. Maybe they'll still fire up throughout the year because it's only round 1. There's 23 fucking rounds this fucking year.
That's very true.
But it was nice to see.
It was. I don't hate Brisbane.
I don't hate Brisbane, but I just hate the fact that so many people
are overhyped.
Whoa, they're gonna fucking beat everyone. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
What was next? Yeah, Dogs Melbourne.
Dogs Melbourne.
Yeah.
What a depressing game for me, man. 50-point loss. I thought they would have done a lot better. We lost Liam Jones in the first quarter. It was very sad for me to see. I felt like Treloar popped off. He did really well. McRae performed as usual. Bont was pretty good, but then he just slowed down. But I think the four tall strategy, not a good decision. I was pretty disappointed.
Yeah, it wasn't a great game.
Nah.
It was quite boring, to be honest.
Yeah.
Melbourne were the better team.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, easily. Their players were popping off.
Yeah.
Petrarca was an absolute gun.
Yep.
Oliver was doing some weird things that game.
It was his hair.
It wasn't just that. The ball was kicked out in the full. He runs up to the ball and then kicks it more out in the full. And it's a free kick for the Dog player. I don't know what the hell that was about. Pretty funny though.
Funny, man.
Gawn
and Grundy. That looked like a pretty successful combo because Gawn is just fucking good.
I got to admit, I think Grundy played better than Gawn.
You reckon? I felt like Gawn was just so damaging. They could stick him back. They could stick him forward. He didn't need to play the ruck because Grundy was always there. I guess you can make some valid points, but Gawn was just killing us. He was so good.
Yeah, well, that's true. That's also true. It's Gawn.
It's Gawn.
But the ruck combo seems to be working. Obviously, Grundy got a goal and...
Yeah.
As soon as that ball got into that forward half, as soon as there was a bounce up, Grundy's going to get it.
Yeah.
And then fucking everyone's fucked.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, it was pretty good showing from Melbourne as well. They were without Viney. They were without Fritsch. They were without Salem. I believe there was another player that was also out for them, but, I can't think of him right now. But doing that performance without Stephen May. Yeah. So playing without 4 really, really good players and still destroying us by 50 points, that's...
Melbourne's a team to watch out for.
Yeah, they're doing it again. They're doing the Geelong of 2007, 2009. They fucking skipped the year last year and they're coming back hungry this year, I reckon.
It is possible. Honestly, it is possible.
Fuck.
How about Pickett though?
Oh, Jesus. I think, he performed well, but I think he did a Toby Green performance today. Not today, but in that game because... Fuck, that hit on Bailey Smith. I mean, Bailey Smith got up really quickly, but if he stayed down, if he got hurt, Pickett, you're gone for 6 weeks, mate.
You got reported twice.
Reported twice?
Yeah, he did the massive hit on Bailey Smith, but he also got McRae in the face and a punch.
Oh, Jesus. How could you punch McRae, man? What are you doing?
It was one of those, chest things, but then he, full went up.
Oh, Jesus. What a dirty bastard.
Classic Pickett.
Jesus, man. Yeah. Disappointing game for me. Very, very sad. I think we need to move on.
Moving on then. Who was next? We've already done Sydney Gold Coast, so we'll do GWS Adelaide.
GWS Adelaide. I didn't actually get to see this game, unfortunately. I was sleeping all day, so that sucks. But I know the GWS actually performed well. I wasn't expecting them to perform well. This guy tipped GWS, so...
So basically, both Greens were just phenomenal. You had Tom Green... killing in the midfield, Trevor Green killing in the forward half. You had their other players, Cornelio and who's the other bloke?
Was it Kelly Ward?
I think it was Ward.
Yeah.
They were popping off as well, and while Adelaide were dominating in that first half, there was hope. There was a glimmer of hope for Adelaide in that first half. If they play like that, they might do well this season, by all means.
Yeah.
Ranking did good in his first game.
Rochelle did good.
Yeah, Rochelle did. He had like 3 goals.
Yeah. I think Laird had a very quiet one. Usually he pops off, but from what I've seen, he only got like 50 fantasy points, so it's pretty shocking.
I don't think we can judge much in that game, though, because it was like 37 degrees.
True.
It was hot as hell in Sydney. Home ground advantage for the Giants. I don't think it's a game where we can fully say, oh, GWS is going to be a good team this season and Adelaide's going to be a terrible one.
Yeah.
It's one of those games where you just can't judge it on.
Yeah.
It's a loss and a win. That's all it is.
That's fair.
But that being said, if the Giants can play like that,
Yeah.
the way they did in that second half, it was like fucking 12 goals to like 2.
Jeez.
They fucking slaughtered. Fuck. It was a 30-point comeback at halftime.
Wow.
No, the Giants did play bloody well.
Yeah.
No denying that.
I had them for the bottom on my start of AFL, like the 23 predictor. Jesus, if they're going to pull out performances like that, even though it's against Adelaide, but
Yeah, I'm
they're not
actually,
going to be on the bottom.
to that point, I'm actually really happy about the way my predictor's turning out because all the big calls that I've done have been proven in round 1.
Yeah, that's
I
fair.
hope it's consistent like that.
Yeah.
Alright, who's next?
Next up.
Speaking of my big calls,
There you go.
I called Essendon to be in the top 8. I called them to be 8th on the ladder. That was my biggest call this season. And they slaughtered Hawthorn.
It is Hawthorn though.
It is Hawthorn though, but the way Essendon were playing, that is a finals team.
True. How much did they end up winning by in the end? I'm pretty sure they're on the top of the ladder because they had like the biggest margin.
They won by 59 points.
59. So I think that is the highest margin of round 1. So yeah.
The funny thing is though, like, the game was actually pretty evenly matched for the first half.
Yeah?
Hawthorn, in that first quarter, probably the better team, to be honest. There was a glimmer of hope for Hawthorn in that first half.
Yeah.
But as soon as Essendon kicked the gear in that second half, the game was over. I think they kicked 10 goals in a row.
Jeez.
It was fucking funny as for me because I hate Hawthorn.
That's fair. Yeah.
But
But that's a really good outing for Brad Scott as well. So like we said,
Yeah.
all the coaches who've just been appointed.
absolutely. Adam Kingsley for GWS as well. He got his win.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Yeah. So fuck, looking pretty good.
Yeah, no, very good start for Essendon.
Yeah. Who was standout in that game? You said Archie Perkins.
Yeah, for me it was Archie
Parrish.
Perkins.
Yeah.
He didn't have as much disposals as the other players, but I don't believe the disposals makes the player of the match. I believe it's the person who's
Most
efficiency
impactful.
and most impactful.
Yeah.
And he was extremely impactful, extremely efficient, and overall he was great.
Yeah.
There were other ones as well. Darcy Parish, he had 37 disposals.
Yeah.
Not particularly efficient, but he is a ball magnet.
Yeah.
And it's always good to have a ball magnet on your team.
100%. Oh yeah.
But honestly, just all of Essendon were good.
Yeah.
I can't truly say that there was a bad player on the day.
That's fair. Did you know if Tipper played?
He did.
He did?
And he got a goal.
Oh, that would have gotten a massive cheer.
It would have. It absolutely would have.
I didn't get to watch the game, but I'm imagining it was a really good cheer.
I got to watch the last half, but I was at work for the first half.
Yeah, I was asleep.
Yeah. So no, well done, Essendon. Good outing. Please make the finals just so I can just rub it in everyone's face. I got the tip right. Thank you, Essendon.
I think the last game.
Last game, St Kilda
Saints?
versus Fremantle. This is my worst tip of the week.
I'm happy for this tip.
You would?
I
This
like
is all
this
you.
tip. Yeah, I mean Saints. I just watched this game. I just woke up, so I just watched this game, and I thought it was a decent game. I know a lot of people can think it's like boring, blah, 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 but I thought it was decent. Obviously we've got Ross Lyon coming back, and he was a lot more offensive than he was in his last outing with St Kilda. He's usually a very defensive, very boring game style, but it was pretty fast-paced throughout the middle. A lot of decent performing. They had 14 injuries. They had no fucking Max King. They had no Membry. So they had a lot of really good gun forwards for them that were out, and they still ended up getting the win. So decent fucking performance.
Yeah, look, can't deny any of that. They played better. They were more hungry than Fremantle. Fremantle didn't look hungry.
Yeah.
And honestly, St Kilda probably should have won by more. There was some really weird umpiring in that first half.
Wasn't it like 7-16 frees at one point or
Yeah.
something? Fuck, they got a shitload of and 2 back-to-back 50-meter penalties because the player was like, pointing at the screen or something. Oh, look, he was holding me. And then 50-meter penalty to the fucking square. And it's like, what?
They need to change those rules. The umpire dissent rules is absolute bullshit. If the if that umpire is being a flog, and they are wrong, you should be allowed to tell them that.
Yes, 100%. Like, you can't ask the question. You can't even have a conversation. Otherwise, you risk giving away a 50 or you risk giving away a free kick, or it's just bullshit, man.
At what point do umpires become dictators? Honestly?
Literally, that's how I feel. I genuinely feel like the umpires can control who wins the game sometimes because, like, I know this is going to be biased and bringing up some bullshit, but in that Bulldogs-Melbourne game, fuck me, they got on top of us because of like 5-6 free kicks, and I know, free kick, you can't call free kick because Bulldogs in Sydney, it's 2016. But I don't know, man, like sometimes I wish they'd just put away the whistle. I wish they'd just put away the whistle and let the game play because it's just so much more entertaining that way.
Yeah, it ruins the game, it truly does.
Yeah.
Richmond last year, while obviously I didn't want Richmond winning, I must admit the umpires were just being complete dicks to Richmond last year.
Yeah.
There were some absolute shocking calls. And yeah, I don't like Richmond. I don't deny that, but I hate umpires more.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, and what is with the score review system, by the way?
Yeah.
How hard would it be to have a camera on top of the post that just faces straight down so you can see it? Why do you have all these weird fucking angles that don't see shit?
Low definition as well, and I don't know. There needs to get a revamp or something.
It does. It's fucking dodgy as.
It's pretty...
I feel like we're off topic. Back to St Kilda, Fremantle. Yeah, St Kilda looked hungrier.
Yep. That's some pretty good players as well. Like, I thought Rowan Marshall, really fucking good performance from him as the single fucking ruckman for this team after Ryder's retired. Fuck, he went hard. He went hard not only in the ruck, but on the ground, in the forward, in the defence. He performed really well.
I completely agree.
Yeah.
Honestly, all St Kilda players played good.
Yeah.
But no St Kilda player for me was the player of the match.
That's
to me, it goes to Luke Ryan.
Oh.
That defender from Fremantle.
He was really good.
He played a gun of an absolute game.
Yeah. What, he had another 37?
Something like that.
Yeah.
It was fucking ridiculous.
Jesus.
But it was his efficiency. It was the way that, honestly, he's the reason that St Kilda didn't win by 40 points.
Yeah. Because
quite frankly, it was all St Kilda's game.
Yeah.
The fact that the margin was that low is a fucking miracle.
Yeah.
And that can be attributed to Luke Ryan. So, glimmer of hope there for Fremantle. You have a gun of a defender.
Yeah. Yeah. What did you think of Luke Jackson? Did you get to see him at all?
He didn't.
He was pretty poor.
Yeah.
he had that shot in front of goal. Not in front of goal, but he was doing the snap kick. My God, he kicked it on the full on the other side. So, yeah, I don't know. Still a bit of kinks to work out there, I think.
Not a good first outing.
Yeah.
What
about Mateus Philippou though for the Saints? He had that first goal. He's just been signed this year, rookie year. Fuck, his mum was like crying in the crowd, and I was like tearing up a little bit. I'm like, fuck, look at this fucking kid get a massive goal like that. Like,
it's always good when a player gets their first goal.
Yeah.
There were a few this entire round. There was a few.
Yeah.
Ashcroft got his first. Didn't do much for the rest of the game, but he got his first goal. That's all that matters.
True.
Who else?
I think Sheasel from North.
Yeah, but he got one as well. I don't know about that other player from North that got drafted.
Yeah.
The round 4 draft. I think it was Cummington, is it? No, that doesn't sound right.
That doesn't sound right. Yeah.
Fuck, I don't even remember his name.
It's hard, but yeah.
But no, there was a few good moments. I can't imagine North is happy with Horn Francis.
Yeah, because he did really fucking well.
He did really well.
Yeah. So, I don't know. If you were to pick a player and a team of the week, who would you go for?
Well, the team of the week is Port Adelaide.
Yep.
No question, it is Port Adelaide.
Yep.
The way they played is gun. It was just incredible. Collingwood is a close second.
True.
Their
They did
win over
really
the
well,
Cats
actually.
was very good.
Yeah.
They were very hungry, and all in all, very impressive. But I feel like Port was more redeeming.
Yeah.
Taking out the big favourite. Well, obviously they did so shit last year. No, good on Port. As a player of the round, I've been saying it all week. I was very impressed with Adam Sard.
Yeah.
I know you weren't as impressed as I was, but I was very impressed with him. He was everywhere. So if my player of the round is Adam Sard.
That's fair. Yeah. Understandable.
What about you?
I mean, yeah, I'll probably go with Port or Collingwood again for the team. They were just so fucking good, and Collingwood was so entertaining. Port doing that performance against Brisbane, Jesus, that was really good. Especially after last year, starting 0-5 and looking so shaky. So that was good for Port. In terms of player, it's kind of hard because there were quite a few really, really good standout players. Nothing really springs to mind though, so maybe I'll just go a safety and pick like DeGoey. I thought DeGoey was really good. The fact that he could perform as well as he did against Geelong, just time and time again in the midfield and in the forward, kicking a couple of goals, and he felt like he was all over Geelong. Quite like, to be honest, like he did really well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, I can't think of any of that.
Yeah.
He played a very good game. Yeah. Well, that pretty much wraps up round one.
Yeah.
All the coaches' wins. There were a few good upsets that we called.
Yeah.
Happy about that.
Yep.
And the streak is over.
Yeah, that was a long streak.
Well, it is what it is. And the arrogance and the cockiness of that Geelong played with in that first round, I'm kind of glad they lost.
That's fair.
It's a good wake-up call.
Yeah.
Well, please like, subscribe, and go fuck yourself.
Fuck yourself.
And stay tuned for our round 2 tips.
True.